This is Jason's Electronics Repair. Jason, welcome to my ER. Today is going to be another At the Bench with Jason. So, I got a customer sent me an email, referred to me by the coder. His channel, a lot bigger than mine. And she said that she has a Nintendo Switch that has gone through the washing machine. So, we're going to take a look at that. So, I can reveal any information more than that. We have a job number, and we're going to take a look at what this looks like. I have not looked at it yet. So it's wrapped up very nicely. Wanted to protect it. Okay, so we got an Animal Crossing Switch, so that is interesting. So here is the unit. It is a very pretty Animal Crossing unit. Power port looks fine. I don't see any obvious damage. Before I put power to this, yeah, I can see some grime and corrosion on the Joy-Cons. So the Joy-Cons are going to need to be serviced, but I want to take a look inside. I'm going to see what kind of liquid damage is inside here. So, just going to grab something real quick. Go. I want to protect the customer's device. So, let's go. So, just gonna get these 4 Y-wing screws out. The outside of this switch is in great condition, so we want to keep it that way as best as possible. We're going to take out the center one. I'm going to check for a game. Nope, no game. No SD card. Okay. And so everything feels like it's not been opened before, so that's always a plus. Oh, wow. Okay, so I don't know how I can show this, but if I show it to you like this, and I hold it straight, it's bowed. Like, you can see the twist in it. It twists back this way, and it kicks in that way. So this has got some serious flexion damage. You see it a little bit better there. Serious flexion damage. Okay, so that's interesting. Yeah, this could have a mid-frame that's bent. check this plate. This back plate looks straight, but this rock's on my mat. I'm gonna lighten that up a little bit. Okay, so hopefully you can see this, but that wobbles back and forth. It's supposed to wobble to and fro. So, from liquid damage that I do not see inside this console to flexion damage. I wonder if it made it to the dryer. But yeah, if this has got a bent mid-frame, then I'm going to have to contact the customer. And I'm going to cut this hour at the bend short, or this time at the bend short. Okay. So, got all the screws out. Let's see. Oh, wowzers. Wowzers. Okay, it's not, it's bad, but it's not, I'm going to disconnect this battery right away. So, we're going to come in here with it darkened again. There we go. So, it's hard to see here. I'm going to bring it under the scope here. I'm going to get you under the scope. Focus it here. And then I'm going to switch out here. Alright, we'll switch it to the scope. So, there we go. Let's try that. Zoom in here. Okay, so here's what we have around BQ. So we got some corrosion on this. Oh, wow, these Joy-Con connector is gonna need to be changed. Get it working. M92. I just want to check that cap. Continuity mode here to make sure that cap is not short before I go any further. I do this on all my Nintendo Switches. Normally, if you have a short on this capacitor right here, you have dead CPU. Yep, dead CPU. Okay, well, just look at this port here. So I'm gonna pause it here. I'm gonna pop back here in a second. I need to consult some notes and contact the customer because that's not good. So I'm back with not good news. I just tested the Joy-Cons on this switch here. They don't connect. They need a full rebuild. So the Joy-Cons would need a full rebuild, and the Switch has the CPU issue. And it's an HAD board. Oh. I'm just gonna give it another good once over and just see if I see anything. Because there's nothing on that capacitor line but the CPU and a max IC. I believe it's the same for the HAD board. But I just want to look around down here. Yeah, there's all liquid damage into there. Yeah, there's all corrosion in there, so that could be causing the short. That's over there. Some on backlight. Let's see what this backlight ribbon looks like. Tweezers. Yep. Backlight ribbon looks nasty, like I thought it would. Is that corrosion on the back of the LCD? Yeah, that looks like corrosion on the back of the LCD. Yeah. This is nasty. I'm not even going to attempt to unlatch that unless I'm going to work on it. So, yeah. Yeah. So, I'm going to leave it here, guys. The customer gets back to me, I will let you know when I'm moving forward. But it doesn't look good with the bend, and all that stuff. That's about the end of what I can do. I'm going to come back and add a little bit more to this and with some other repair. And pop them back again because I'm at the bench still. So I'm going to take a look at the inside of this Joy-Con here just to get a glimpse of this here. Oh, man, this is sad. Oh, I gotta show you guys this. Yeah, this is sad. This makes me sad. This is a nice Nintendo Switch. Probably belongs to a child, and I didn't mean to leave it in the laundry or something. So, man, stuff like this makes me sad. I don't like to see kids sad. I'm sure someone's sad about this. But look at that. That is nasty. Oh, you can't see it. There we go. Let's zoom in a little bit. There. Look at that. Disgusting. And I'm pretty sure the other one looks just as bad. So, yeah. So that's that. Oh, man, I feel for this lady. Oh, I wanted to help her out. I'm glad she reached out to me and didn't send it to Phil in the UK, the coder, because the shipping would have been outrageous just to immediately open it up and see that it was dead. So, you know, gutted, definitely gutted on this. So, I still got to talk to the customer. This is just these have been recorded right after each other. Okay, so I'm adding some more to this. It's been a few days since I recorded the first clips of this for the hour at the bench. We're mixing that up, but it's been a few days, and in between that time, I reached 2,000 subscribers, so thank you so much for that. And the customer has also gotten back to me on this Animal Crossing Switch with the liquid damage. She is going to be sending me another Switch to swap all this mint condition Animal Crossing stuff over. And then she's donating the liquid damaged board to the channel, to the company, however you want to look at it. So what I'm going to do here is pull this apart. Thank you guys so much again for 2,000 subscribers. I greatly appreciate it. Phil, the coder, I couldn't have done it without you, buddy. Thank you so much. You've always been a huge supporter of my channel, and I greatly appreciate it. So it really, really, really helps out. So hopefully you guys enjoy this content, and I can get more future stuff out there. So I'm gonna get this out. I'm gonna try to get this video done so that I can release it today. You guys seem to really enjoy my 3DS charger port replacement video from a few days ago. Appreciate everyone who watched that. This video is actually doing really well on the channel. This is a ES121 electric screwdriver from Miniware. It's an open source electric screwdriver with built-in torque, so it doesn't damage anything when you're taking the screws in or out. So, and it, you just twist it in the direction you want it to go, and it will unscrew or screw in depending on the twist of the driver. If you turn it this way, it'll screw it in. You turn it this way, it'll unscrew it. So let's get to this last screw out here. That one sometimes gets me and I forget about it. All right, so we're going to pull this apart, and again, we are saving this section here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my box. I'm going to put in the paperwork down at the bottom, and I'm going to get a piece of protection to protect that Animal Crossing backing plate for I can put the rest of the stuff in here. So I don't know if the screwdriver is any faster than, I know you guys already watched me take this apart once this video. Sorry about that, but this is the nature of repairs. This was deemed a no fix. I was all prepared to send it back, and I was informed that they would like for me to swap the Animal Crossing stuff to a regular Switch. I was happy to do that. So we're just going to get this stuff all organized here. Take off this back plate. Now, since this is going to be parts, I'm going to go ahead and clean off this stuff here. Just going to go ahead and clean this off. I don't want it getting all in the parts box and getting everywhere. All right. I normally don't clean this off on ones I'm putting back together, but again, this one is going to be used for just random parts, so I just want it cleaned up there so it can be stored without making a huge mess. So I'll put that in there. Our box, we're going to turn our hot air on. And we're going to set our temperature to 180. Really got to start using presets. So 90 will do. And we'll turn up our airflow. So max airflow, 190 degrees. We're going to pull out these screws right here. The same as the screws on the shield. We're going to attempt to remove this without damaging the foam tape. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So here with the 190 degree hot air, warm up this tape. I'm going to lift up. Oh. There we go. We got the foam tape lifted. So let's. Wow, this is bent. It was bent so bad that was wedged in there. Interesting. So we're just going to slide that out of there. And come in here and we're going to get our little clean room wipe. Just going to clean this off here. All cleaned up. Get it off of my mat. Alright. Now, let us get back to here. And we'll get this cleaned up there like that. Okay, so we got that taken care of, all that. We're going to disconnect this battery. And we're going to start pulling all these ribbon cables here. Pull up my speaker cable here. These are little bent needle nose pliers. These are scale modeling tools. They normally work good for these little connectors if you don't damage anything. I'm going to flip up the game card reader here. Unhook that, and I'm going to pull the screws for that. And these are the same screws. These silver screws are all the same. Lose your little microphone bracket. And let's get that taken care of. Unhook that. A bit of compound, yeah. So this has got liquid damage too. It got really bad in there. I don't think that's fixable. So I just want to see inside of here how bad that is in there. Not too bad. This may come off. Now, this may be good with a. It was a washing machine supposedly, so this one may actually be, you know, with it being soap in there and stuff, this may actually need to be cleaned, but the board having a CPU short is really not much can be done for that part. So, but we'll keep that with it just in case. Let's take out the fan. So this has got an interesting fan housing on it. It seems different than the older revision fan housing. Interested in seeing this. You know, I might have to compare that to. This one doesn't have the rubber in it to secure it, so it is interesting that it's a different fan. This Donovan's here for the video. So he started school. He's doing good so far. It's the first week, so it's a little bit less time at the bench. So, but we're getting back to it. You turned off the YouTube? Okay, buddy. Good job. All right, so we're gonna continue taking this apart. I'm interested to see what that looks like. Yep, corrosion there too. You know, I honestly think this board could have been saved if not for the shorted CPU. I really do think that, you know, liquid damage like this can be recoverable, but when you get the shorted CPU like this one has, it's sad news. I don't like to give that news. I've had to do it a lot, and I'm not a fan of giving the news. You know, I know from experience that cap being shorted goes directly to the CPU. I know if I pull the CPU right now that the short will go away, telling me that the CPU is definitely shorted. I'm not going to do that. Very interesting. The back of the board around the audio IC has a lot of liquid damage. Not much around the Max IC. But this is an HAD board. I haven't seen a lot of HAD boards, so I'm interested into getting into this one. Let's pop under the scope here and see and take a look at this audio and stuff on the back. I'm just going to zoom out and focus here. And then I'm going to switch you guys to the camera. Okay, so if we zoom in here, there we go. So you can see there's damage all around M92. This is the capacitor that I was telling you about, that if it's short, your CPU is shorted. There we go. So if this is shorted, your CPU is shorted. We got some nasty corrosion there. BQ. This looks gross. This is just all kinds of a mess down here. Excuse me. A little bit over here with the Joy-Con rail over here. A little bit on the SD card. I was actually, you know, I would look forward to fixing this if it didn't have that shorted CPU. But if we look on the back here, audio is nasty. Actually, audio is not that bad. This, I think this is an LCD driver. Video. This is a driver for something. I'm not quite sure. I can't even read it. It is so bad. Yeah, Max is. Wow, this is pretty bad around Max. I actually got a hole in the board a little bit. So, yeah, it's just got tons of issues. Tons and tons of wow. Other power IC. Another power IC. Just, it seems like all the power ICs, all the power rails are corroded. Look, here you go. More over here. Wow. Back of the CPU has even got some nasty corrosion. Back here behind BQ, yep, another fuel gauge chip. Nasty. So P13 or P13 USB and the audio. How does the game card reader? The anti-piracy look. That's not bad, you know, being married to the board, that's not that bad. So, yeah, massive amount of damage. Washing machines will do that. What I want to do is I want to take a look at this right here. This has got that flexion damage in it. You know, it's got, you can see, if I sit it straight up like this, you can see that it's got a bow to it, and it rocks on the bench. So it definitely has a bow to it. Trying to see if I can see any stress on this metal plate or this mid frame that would, you know, show that there was flexion board damage or whatnot. And it could have been shorted by flexion damage. Trying to see where that line is of the bend, if it's across the CPU. Because if you have the CPU in here and this board, let me just sit this back in here and demonstrate something here. If I can get this to sit in here without causing any issues. I need to get all the ribbons out of the way. Okay, so put a ribbon here. Okay, so what I'm checking for here is, okay, so we have a bent frame here. So the board would be pulled to the contour of the frame, you know, at this point, this point, this point, that point. Okay, at this point and this point. So, and you know, and at the three things, and this is where it would be real bad if the heat sink was crimped down onto the CPU. But if I tap on these holes where the board would be anchored, the switch wobbles, but the board doesn't wobble in the. So I don't think there was any flexion damage to the board itself. I think it's just all the case. I don't think the board experienced any twisting force. So that is this part of it. I just need to get some labels on this so that we don't get mixed up with who is who. All right, so we're going to put this stuff away here. Making some more labels here. All right, so we have this all organized there, and that. So we have all this labeled up, so we know that this belongs to this person. Now we need to take a look at these Joy-Cons here. So let's see how bad these Joy-Cons were. I opened one up, it was pretty bad. So I'm going to open up the other one here. I'm going to open them both up and expose the boards, because we are going to do a case swap on these. So chose the harder one of the two to open first. Let's see here. Let's flip this over like so. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I want to get in here and I want to disconnect this battery. Now I have multiple videos on case swaps and whatnot for the Nintendo Switch, for the Joy-Cons. Okay, I got the battery disconnected. Now I want to get the battery out. So it's not held in by much, just a little bit of tape. Battery's out. Now I want to pop out this little antenna here. That is there. Now I want to grab my Phillips. I want to pull out these 3 screws. Three screws right here. I'm going to fold this out like a book. Like so. Just fold this out like a book. Lift it up, flip it. You gotta like really finesse it to not damage that ribbon. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that off. This will get swapped to the new, yeah, the liquid damage looks pretty bad, so I'm going to pull these ribbons here. We're going to get these ribbons out of here, and then we'll take a look at this. Alright, so that one's out. I'm going to go ahead and pull the joystick, the analog stick, just to, so I can lay it flat so you can see the liquid damage. These are the same as the mid-frame screws for the Joy-Con, so I don't want to damage that ceiling right there or this antenna, so you want to be careful about that. And let's see what we can see under this here. So, yeah, as you can see, it is pretty nasty. And I might actually give these a go for her, just to, I normally wouldn't do that, but, you know, I might just to get some diagnostics for the channel on this, I might give these a go to see if I can clean up all this damage. This chip would have to be reflowed. All these, that would have to be, see, I don't have replacement components, but I could try to get some. So it's pretty bad. As you can see, I'll zoom out so you can get a better understanding of what we're looking at here. So, you know, the whole bottom part of this board, is damaged in this area. And then if you move up to here, this connection right here is pretty damaged. Even on this button, there's damage. let's pull that trigger off, or bumper, and let's just dive in here a little bit more, and we'll pull this board out. I'm going to get the Dremel motor out here. Make sure when you pull this Dremel motor out, you support the board so you don't flex it. Oh, that is corroded in there. I got to get the big boys. These normally just pop right out. All right, we can actually pull this Dremel motor out all the way. Be able to. There we go. It's going to have to come out anyways. Okay, so we need to get these two screws out here. I'm just going to leave it on the scope for a minute. And then we're going to deal with these two ribbons in the corner. And then we'll look at the other side of this board. So come in here, lift this one up. That's pretty gooey in there. Alright, so I'm going to pull the board out now. So I'm going to lift it up, slide it. I thought I was going to do that. Okay. Alright, so this section looks pretty good. Yeah, this section looks pretty good. It doesn't look like it's. But let's check the back here. So the back has even got some damage on it. So all in this area here, even up in here. So even if, you know, this would be a lot of, this would be an ordeal to, yeah, this would be an ordeal to try to get working. I could probably inject some power and see if it works. Run a deconstructed model, you know, onto a working switch to see what buttons we could get working and whatnot and what features. But yeah, that is that one. So we're gonna put this in here. Gonna put all their stuff in the container. All right. And we're going to do this one now. So we'll come in here. And this one, this is the one I opened earlier in the video. And this one was pretty bad in the same section down by the battery. So same deal with this one. You have to open it like a book. Open it like that. For this one, I will just pull this right here so I can have that free. Or so I thought. There we go. So we got that there. Excuse me. So this one is about the same. Just gotta pop the battery out here. Well, this battery is stuck down. Alright, so I'm going to add a little IPA in there. Under there to loosen that glue up. There we go. that glue loosened up. Alright, so we got the battery out. Let's get in here with our screwdriver. Let's take out this screw. It's one of our gold screws. There's 3 of these. And then don't worry about the other 2. That's for the Joy-Con or the analog. So that one's got a little bit of longer reach on this cable here. So pull that out. That's that. We will flip this ribbon here. Flip this ribbon. Flip this ribbon. That one's a little trickier. We'll go ahead and we'll pull this rumble motor. This one doesn't have the IR sensor array work in it. Actually, hold down that board. Pull that out. This one's a little easier to get out with a little bit of a wiggle. And then we will undo the analog stick there. That. Pull these 2 screws out. Drop the screwdriver. Okay, so we got that out like so. There we go. So we got that one out. That's still good, probably. Let's take out this board. This board is far simpler than the other board. So, like I said, underneath looks fine. The little trigger board looks fine. That should be salvageable. It seems like it's just the motherboard that is bad here. So that's soft and stuck. So yeah, look like a lot of corrosion. Nasty stuff right there. So I might do a video of just showing, how these are not recoverable. I mean, it is possible, but this is a lot of reworking in the area, and there's a lot of board stitching here that is going to dissipate a lot of heat. Yeah. So I try to get some boards for it, maybe, but I'm going to do a case swap on her other Joy-Cons, and that's going to be the end of this job ticket. So that's going to do it, guys. Thanks again for 2,000 subscribers. Thank you, Phil the Coder. I appreciate it. I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I will catch you either on a stream or the next video. Thank you so much.